PX-80. We're going to do a series of videos kind of going through many of the commonly asked questions that people have. So that way, this way I can give you just a good foundation about what the PX-80 can do for you. And this first video, I'm just going to give you a quick overview about the PX-80, how it's used, and what it does. Now, the biggest thing that we see people coming to a handheld scanner with is they're either the status quo is either using hand measurements or they're using tripod systems. Um, and those are the kind of two frameworks that a lot of people are coming on their projects. And then they're asking questions: how can a handheld scanner change the workflow for me? How can it change my time savings on a site? Can it improve like the quality of work that we're doing, or just speed up our turnaround time on our project? What we see commonly with handheld measurements is, it takes a lot of time in the field. You have multiple people going around taking a lot of measurements. There's the human error aspect, in that you're, you know, out in the field taking measurements, writing that down on a notepad or an app, and then taking those notes back into the office to translate that into drawings. So there's a lot of steps there, and for like small errors to accumulate. Um, Other times, it's just very common to have missing information. You get back to the office, you realize, oh, we missed something. Let's go back and take another picture, take some more measurements. You get back to the office, someone's like, hey, what about this? Oh, I missed it again. um, so you see that's very common. Another common challenge we see is a lack of context. So if you maybe have good measurements, you have a good photo of the site, or of a specific area in the site, but then you're like, oh, what's right to the left of that photo or right above it? Or maybe not remembering exactly where that photo was taken. That can cause a lot of challenges, and just everyone that has not been to the site in person, everyone back in the office, just understanding what's happening. So of these challenges, my question to you is kind of which of these are common that you have in your business? And then from the tripod perspective, sometimes there's some different challenges they face. Because with the tripod scanner, you can capture a lot of points. So you do uh, avoid some of the things like human error or context, because 3D scanners give that to you. A similar challenge is still the time in field, where sometimes terrestrial scanning can be faster than handheld measurements. It still requires a tripod to set it up, press scan, wait for it to happen, move it, repeat that process over and over again. So it can be kind of a slower process when you're working on a large scale. Another aspect is turnaround time, um, because the tripod scans have to be registered together. Each individual scan then has to be registered back in the office. Um, that's often requires a lot of office time just to do the registration. Um, Sometimes we see an aspect of like limited use because the slow speed or kind of just like the all around effort to capture terrestrial scans. Sometimes people just skip them. They're like, oh, it's not quite worth it to bring it out on this project because of the time or cost. Another aspect is overkill. Like if you just need a good context or good layout of a facility, capturing everything at sub-millimeter accuracy might not be within the scope of your required project. So if you guys are a company that works a lot with tripod systems, my question to you is like, which of these challenges are most common that you see in your business? And the PX-80 is a handheld scanner, which means you do not require a tripod. You can walk around fluidly to capture the information. So you pretty much press start, scan, and as soon as you see the screen light up that's capturing data, you start walking around. So you get to avoid all those individual tripod locations, and you can get it kind of move smoothly through the space. The only real requirement is that you don't go too fast. You can walk at just like a normal walking speed. You just want to try to keep it as kind of smooth and steady as possible, but you don't have to be overly careful about it. And this here shows you everything that's included in the kit. It all comes in a case with the scanner itself, a pole, and an iPad. You basically just click the three things together, turn on the system, and then the iPad connects wirelessly to the PX-80. So no actual processes happen on the iPad. It's just an interface to the scanner device itself. So you log into the app interface, you press start, you wait a second, and then once it's ready to go, you're capturing data and you can begin walking. In the top right corner, you see this is an example of what the preview shows you. So as you're walking, the operator is seeing the points being captured, seeing the line of the path that you're walking. So you can see an example of the environment you're in. So if there's an error, you know to stop, go back and take another scan. Or maybe if you just like missed an area, you say, oh, here, there's a gap. Let me go back and scan this area that I missed. And there's two main outputs of our scan data. The first is the point cloud. So the point clouds are automatically colorized, so full RGB colors for the point cloud. And the second output is the imagery, so spherical photos. So whatever path you walk around the site places the photos along that path in like 1 meter spacing. So this gives you, so for every single scan, you have a colorized point cloud, so you can capture all the measurements and dimensions from that data. But also you have the images that you can toggle between the photos and the point clouds, just to give you more context of the site. So to summarize that, you have the colorized point cloud, and that comes as a LAS or PLY file, or you have the spherical images. We have our own viewer called Retrace, where you can view these images, or if you want, you can access them as just the pure JPEG photos and bring them into another image viewer as well. On our device, we have people using it around the world in a variety of types of environments, in cold environments, and warm, like humid environments, and like urban places to capture buildings, or out in the forest to capture trees. There really is a wide mix of kind of indoor and outdoor use with our system. And as it being a GPS system, it really excels in complicated environments and environments where you don't have GPS signals, so like GPS denied environments that a lot of other kind of GPS systems will struggle to capture the data. And the data is fully colorized. Just here you can see a couple examples of like a mechanical space. You can see the different coloration, different pipes, and some of the conduit that's running, like indoor office spaces, capturing just that kind of floor plans of interior facilities, capturing what some outdoor scans looks like. The white is the snow in like cold environments, or just kind of like large fields. And we have customers working in a variety of environments, like I mentioned, capture like mechanical MEP, industrial pipes, understand the routing and location of like where existing infrastructure is, plan equipment renovations being removed or installed, out doing a stockpile analysis, so just like material volumes, going around construction sites, capturing existing conditions of that site to be able to do progress tracking or just compare against what's supposed to be installed, or like more exterior environments like on steep slopes in a forest environment. You can mount the PX-80 on a backpack. So if you're in challenging terrain, that can help you walk around. But typically it is a handheld device, And there also is a chest environment. A chest harness, so you can just hold it with one hand. Kind of helps with the weight a little bit. You're going to be scanning for long periods of times. So the standard way to hold it is just with a pole in front of you. But if needed, you can get a backpack mounted to a backpack. So included with the PX-80 scanner is our software, the Capture app, and that's how you operate the device from the iPad. Start, stop the scan, click that to do the processing. And we also have a desktop viewer called Retrace, and that's how you see the images. And that places the images along the path that you walk. And one last bit about the PX-80 that we'll talk about today is kind of some of the components that are in it. It consists of a 250-degree camera on top. So that's how we colorize the point cloud. The camera is also how we provide those images, the spherical photos. And we also use the camera for computer vision tracking. So it's not only a LiDAR-based SLAM tracking, we're also using features from the camera to do tracking. And that helps improve how SLAM operates in different environments. And so that makes our algorithm a little bit more robust than some others LiDAR-only tracking SLAM systems. We also use the Velodyne VLP-16 as our LiDAR, so that's what shoots out the lasers and captures the points. That has a 30-degree field of view vertically. So you have a cone coming out from the sides of the LiDAR. And you also have an IMU, and that tracks kind of like motion. So together, the color camera, the LiDAR, and the IMU is what feeds into our SLAM system and allows you to move fluidly through a space. The range of the LiDAR is 80 meters. It captures at 300,000 points per second. And our device is commonly used both indoors and outdoors. It is not affected by sunlight, so that doesn't affect the performance at all. It does not work well in the dark, so you want to have lighting because the color camera, the camera uses visual features that it sees, so you want to have a lit environment for it to capture. And this will be the kind of quick overview about the PX-80. We're going to go more into the workflow, more details about what's included in the package, and other videos. Thanks.